Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for everything money. I'm your host, Adam Torres. To follow me, you can follow me on Instagram over at Ask Adam Torres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Brandon Burton on the line, and he is founder and CEO over at Securing Life Today. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to have you. Thanks for having me, Adam.
All is well, and I'm excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about, financial wellness and what companies should be doing and thinking about. But before we do that, let's get into your company. So Securing Life Today, tell me a little bit more about why you started it and what you do.
Oh, boy. Well, I never thought in a million years I would be doing what I'm doing. But, one thing led to another. It was a natural progression, and just very excited about what we're doing. So Securing Life Today is financial technology and financial education at the best possible capacity that one could utilize. I started my career after I got out of the Marines as a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. And, prior to that as a child, I lived with my mom who was, a single parent working 3 jobs, to try to raise her only child. My mom was unfortunately not that savvy with money. She didn't really know how to properly plan her finances, and she definitely didn't know how to grow them. And so as a child, I was exposed to harsh financial conditions. A lot of it had to do with just neglecting your finances, basically, or creating a plan. So fast forward, into the military, I, had a very early understanding of money. I started probably at the age of 8 or 9, really understanding what money was, to a degree of like budgeting. Most kids at 8 or 9, aren't exposed to money, or budgeting. I think today, it's being educated a lot more that kids need to understand about money at an earlier age, which I think is a really good thing. But when I was 8 or 9, and I'm 35 now, so we're talking about, the early 90s, money wasn't really discussed. Money wasn't discussed with your kids. Only until really recently in our society has money really been discussed as a public topic. So basically, after my time in the military, I was, an early adopter to financial technology when, companies like Fidelity came out with their online investing platform, basically, back in, early 2000s. So just when the internet was basically taking flight. Most people still today don't know how to open up retirement accounts. But back in like 2005, 2004, I was already learning about these things. So basically, people would come to me and ask me how to, open up investment accounts. How do I do that? So that naturally progressed to me becoming a financial advisor once I left the military in 2006. And that's when my journey basically began.
And so let's talk more about the company. So tell us a little bit more about what you're doing there.
Yeah. So Securing Life Today, like I said, it's a technology platform for your finances. It makes budgeting your money simple. It makes retirement planning simple. It connects all your accounts in one place. So, people are saving a lot of time in managing their finances by using our platform. Managing money is not fun, by the way. We enjoy spending money, but when it comes to, having to be responsible for it, it's never a fun thing. So we've decided to, try to make finances more fun for people and inspire them that, hey, managing money can be fun, and helping them set up goals through our platform and helping them monitor their own goals. People are really finding a lot of satisfaction out of being able to finally be on top of their finances, whether they're a novice at managing finances or they're already a professional at managing their finances. All the financial worlds today are all digital and digitally based, which means that, technology connects to these accounts. And so because of that, we're experiencing the first time in our modern day society these types of tools that actually can help advance our society with finances. So I'm just very excited to be, working in the financial technology arena, basically, behind the scenes, empowering companies and people to take charge of their finances in a fun and simple way that allows them to reach their goals.
What should companies be thinking about when it comes to financial wellness?
Well, I mean, companies, a lot of companies are, they're in business to make money. So one of the first things that hits home to companies is, their profitability, right? Every company wants to be profitable.
They better be in the business to make money. If they want to keep the doors open, if they want to keep paying payroll, I hope so.
So this brings up a good point. So if a company is profitable and trying to continue to be profitable, the way that they're being profitable and growing is through their employee base. The employees of any company are the reason why a company grows, right? Well, one of the biggest costs for companies, especially in the market we're in now, which, everything in every industry is super saturated now. It's highly competitive. People that are interviewing for one position, there's probably thousands of people interviewing for that same very position. So, and retaining, talented people. So the biggest thing that companies are dealing with right now is retention, keeping good employees on their payroll because they want those people to keep producing good products for them or, helping the company grow. So retaining good quality people is probably one of the biggest hot buttons for companies right now. It also costs companies a lot of money. The average HR director for a Fortune 500 company said, the average employee costs the company about $15,000 to retain, whether that's education, training them, paying for benefits. So if you think about let's say a Fortune 500 company, right? Let's say that they got 100,000 employees. Well, I mean, think about the numbers that I just said, right? The average employee is going to cost the company $15,000 to retain them, or they're paying out $15,000 a year to retain an employee, right? So 15,000 times 100,000, right? So like a company, let's say, that has 100,000 employees, 15,000 times 100,000, that's a lot of money. How much is that? Like 15 million a year?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of money. So basically, what we're doing is, companies are having to pay a lot of money to retain employees, and by providing financial wellness and education to the employees and tools that will help them make sense of their pay, make sense of their benefits, they can go home at night and feel secure about having the conversation with their family members about the companies that they're working for. Financial wellness is improving and being used as a retention method for, most companies today. So that's one thing. The second thing is culture. Companies that have a good culture tend to grow more, tend to have, better sales, see increased productivity. So if we're able to also help the employees reduce stress, create a more I-can-do attitude with their finances, all of that potentially leads to productivity at the workplace. What are the right type of companies that are a good fit? Just because I know there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives listening to this right now, and they're thinking, they're looking at their benefits packages. They're thinking about, what makes sense. And like you said, employee retention is a big deal. And one of the great ways to do it is by providing other benefits to make their life at work better, to make their lives overall better, which is exactly what Securing Life Today is aiming to do. So what are the right type of companies or niches that make sense for Securing Life Today?
Well, honestly, I mean, every company out there stands to benefit from implementing a financial wellness plan for their employees. I mean, let's talk about this, right? The reason why a company exists is to make money. The reason why an employee goes to work is to provide and make money for their family. So the root of both relationships coming together is about making money. Wouldn't you think that it would be the company's obligation, if they were wanting to have a more robust employee, workforce or workplace, I should say, wouldn't you assume that the company would want to provide as much knowledge, tools, and resources for the employees on that topic, which is their money? So any company, any size, we're working with small mom and pop companies that have 15, 20 employees, all the way up to we're consulting with Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. It's impacting every company because all of us need money to, survive and to grow.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Brandon, so if somebody's listening to this right now and they want more information on Securing Life Today, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Where you can go onto securinglifetoday.com. Also, you can go onto Google and just type in Securing Life Today and go to videos. We've recently been selected as a top 20 startup by the Dallas Business Journal. So, if you just go onto Google and type in Securing Life Today, there's a few pages of media and information about us, testimonials, partnerships with other companies. So, yeah, I would say go to the internet.
Awesome. Well, hey, Brandon, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and why you started Securing Life Today, and also all the great work you're doing for companies to help them with retention through providing great financial wellness programs. I mean, love it. Love what you're doing. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, don't forget to subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the comment section. Love to hear your thought process and thoughts on financial wellness, or also all of the interview we did today. So thank you for that. And Brandon, thanks again for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks, Adam. It was a pleasure. And you've done a good job with your show. Keep up the good work. Look forward to hearing your next interview.